We're going through the workbook where you learn how to get and stay at your happy weight by becoming an intuitive eater. And intuitive eating is not giving up, my friends. It is wising up. It is where your natural, happy, healthy, thin weight will shine through, and you won't have to worry about food and eating and bathing suit season and Christmas and all that stuff and how it affects your weight and all the angst. That's gone. The way I learned how was I finally realized that my one mother, my little grandmother, understood that all the diet brain stuff that we all have, and I had for 25 years, is a waste of time. And luckily for me, I had her to show me the opposite of diet culture, which is intuitive eating. And I had 4 mothers who were all massively succumbing to diet culture on a daily basis, always dieting, always talking about weight. You know the scene. And yeah, I lived in that, and obviously it affected me. But finally, I got out of it. In the year 2000, I finally hit a wall and said, I'm not doing this anymore. And that's where I want you to get to, where you hit a wall and you go, I'm not doing this anymore. So we're going through the workbook. We're at week 1. This is a workbook. It's available online. You don't have to have it. I'm going to go through it. But if it's helpful, then go online and get it. The mantra for this week, and the mantras are really important because they set the tone for the week. And as a little ingenue here, just learning what intuitive eating is really like, you want to focus on this. Nothing is fattening when you're hungry. Everything is fattening when you are not. This phrase is going to be a very key point that we're going to go over and over and over, because I may say that and you may go, well, that makes sense, but you don't believe it. It's not in your heart. It's not in your soul. It's not in your life experience, because that's not what we're taught. We're taught, oh, look at that bowl of kale and with those lovely organic dried raisins or whatever, and the cider vinegar and the fennel. Oh, that's so delicious. Yeah, that's good for you. Eat that. Okay, but are you hungry? We forget that part. So this is all about really nailing that sentence into your brain, so you don't do things like, well, I'm not hungry, but boy, that's nutritious and I should eat that because that's good for me. Nothing is good for you when you're not hungry. Nothing. What's good for you is not eating, because your body needs a break and because your body would tell you if it's hungry. And you may say, see, I know how your brain works because mine worked the same way for, again, 25 years. You're going to say, well, I'm not going to know when I'm hungry, or my brain was never going to be right and tell me when to eat and when not to eat. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We've just been trained to ignore our beautiful bodies. And when you start listening, your body's voice will get louder and louder and louder, and you will get to a point where you're hungry, not really sure what you want, but you open your refrigerator, you use all your senses, and you go, that's it. I want grapes, or I want cheese, or whatever. And it's fun. It's fun. It's so much better than dieting. The misery of dieting that I went through for 25 years, I know you're in it. Get out of it. Come over here with me. It's way more fun, and it's effective, and you'll get and stay at your happy, healthy weight for the rest of your life without all this fuss, as my grandmother would say, all this nonsense. So today we're going to begin in this first week knowing that instead of food angst, which is what we're all experiencing now, you'll discover the joy of stress-free eating. How delightful is that? Instead of rules, you're going to learn to follow your own voice. That's what this is all about. Your voice, not my voice. I'm leading you to your voice. And instead of yo-yo weight, and you know how that feels. You know how horrible it is when you've been so good all week and then you go on a binge or whatever, and then you gain a bunch of weight, and you're just like, oh, really? I was so good, and it's so bad. That up, down, on, off, binary view of everything with food is destructive. So you're going to get over that. You're going to get through that. So, but remember, because this is a huge turn. This is a big turn to a better life around food and eating. It's a very big turn. You got to be patient. If you're going to have this need for speed, it's going to mess you up, because it's not quick. Mother Nature needs time to adjust to your ability to even want to hear hunger and want to hear satiety, right? Because it is an ability. We've lost it. But the minute you start going, okay, I'm going to really pay attention to like what that food feels like in my mouth. Am I hungry? I thought I was, and I ate something, and I really wasn't hungry because I still felt the same. We're going to show you all these ways for you to figure out what your voice is saying. And once you figure it out and you've decoded it, it's great. It's great. You're going to love it. So as you begin this, the first week, I want you to remember these 3 things. And these 3 things you're going to do every week, but every day. But just to really start here, you want to always have an affirmation in your head for the day. Like, my affirmation for today is nothing's fattening when I'm hungry. Everything is fattening when I'm not. Now, I think this is one of the great ones. So you can use this one every week. You can use this one in tandem with something else. You can go back and forth. Just have something. Because when you walk at that door in the morning, you need a protection around you. And these mantras are your protection. Before you get sucked into some, oh, I'm going to order this side bowl or whatever, or I'm going to get this bento box with just some stuff that I know isn't fattening because everyone else isn't. No, nothing's fattening when I'm hungry. Everything's fattening when I'm not. Just a way to ground yourself, okay? It's important to have that at the top of your head, right ready to go. All right, then let's see. The second one every day is to make use of social media, of these videos, of our online private Facebook group, of reading blogs we have on our website, of finding like-minded people, if other people that you are associating with on social media are into intuitive eating and understand it. And my take on intuitive eating is that it is completely compatible with weight loss. And as a matter of fact, it's the best thing for weight loss. There are some people who get really upset about that and say, oh, intuitive eating isn't for weight loss. Well, of course it is. If you eat with hunger and you don't eat without hunger, guess what happens? Okay, so make use of that but don't pick fights in your life. Like on social media, if you have a distance and you can like talk to people and get support, whatever, hear about their experiences, which can help inform you on how to handle yours, fine. But don't pick a fight in real life with someone who's all happy on a diet. Because when the people are all happy on a diet, losing weight, this is the best. Just let them go, because they're gone for now. They'll come back when they gain it back. Oh, how do you know they'll gain it back? Because everybody does. And there are very few people who kind of mess this up because they break that rule, but they're still dieting. They're never normal. They're never relaxed around food. They're always like, rah, 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 rah. And you don't need to do that. You don't need to be that way. You can be happy, fun, cheerful, lighthearted around food and eating. You don't need to be, no. Then the third thing, this is very practical, but this is really important, is have food with you at all times. I don't mean a lot. I don't mean to carry a burger around. I mean, if you are in your car and hunger hits, if you know that you have food with you, you don't eat preventatively. Like you're going out in the morning, you're like, well, let's say it's 9, usually I eat something by 11. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get, okay, have some portable snack in your car, in your purse, at your desk, wherever you need it to be, so that you in your brain, you don't have to eat in case of hunger. That eating without being hungry in that moment is a sabotage to intuitive eating. You need to experience hunger, feel it, and go, oh, there it is, okay. And hunger isn't a straight line, it's not like immediately you need to squish it. You just need to, oh, there it is, okay, I feel hunger. Okay, it's not an emergency yet, but I'm gonna need to take care of myself sometime soon. So you give yourself that warning, you pay attention to it. And then you'll notice it. Sometimes hunger comes and you're, but then it ebbs away, and then it comes. That's life. It's like everything in nature, right? Ebbs and flows. But you want to have that food with you, because when you cross over into, I think I'm getting hangry, and you guys know that feeling, and if you don't, you will know it soon if you start listening, because that's when you're hungry, but you're just kind of desperate, and it's not that eating isn't enjoyable then, but it just feels stressed out. It's like, oh, I'm at dinner and God, the food hasn't come yet, and I'm so hungry, and there's bread and butter on the table. I'm just gonna eat that, but you're eating that, and you really wish you were eating the spaghetti that you ordered or whatever. No. So you want to calmly, if you're in a position and where you are eating preventatively, that messes you up because you end up eating more. So just always have food with you. And if you're in a restaurant, let's say, and that situation happens, what I tell people and what I do is that if, like, I'm really hungry and the restaurant's taking forever to bring food, which happens sometimes, have something little, but don't let that unleash you for like, okay, now I'm just gonna eat all bread. No, eat it. Say, I'm just taking the edge off. I'm just taking the edge off this hunger. I'm not gonna ruin dinner by just eating it all, right? And these things, I always have these little peanut butter filled pretzel nuggets in my car. Right? That's just what I have, because I know if I'm starting to get hangry and I'm out, I reach for a few of those, and for me, that calms me down for quite a while. And, not a long time, but until I can get to where I was gonna have a nice meal or whatever. You guys, we're gonna go to the next part of week 1, the next video. Please subscribe and be there next time we're on. If you subscribe, then you'll get that notice. Please comment. All these things really help us get our message out there to other people. I want to help get as many people out of diet culture as I can. The happy land of intuitive eating is where it's at. It'll be the best gift you ever give yourself. So don't wait. Just commit to this. Do yourself a favor and understand that diet culture is never going to make you a thin, naturally thin, happy person. It's just going to stress you out. I'll see you next time.